Good evening, everyone. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of Women's Bank Dubrovnik. Thank you for joining us tonight for this special event where the literature and solidarity come together. Tonight we also celebrate women's voices in literature, so we are very excited to have Maria Mustranta with us tonight, and I look forward to our conversation about the book later. But first, we have one more special guest, the new ambassador of Finland in Croatia, Sirpa Oksanen, who will share a few words with us. Tervetuloa!
Dear organizers of this event, dear participants, firstly, thank you very much for this invitation to participate in this event, to say a few words on behalf of the Embassy of Finland in Croatia. So my name is Sirpa Oksanen, and I started as the ambassador of Finland to Croatia on 1st of September, so I'm very new in this country, and I'm really, really happy and privileged to be here in Dubrovnik with you. Tonight we are reading for profession. When thinking about reading, we do not normally think about global or foreign policy issues, but mainly culture, literature, civilization. But tonight, reading means more, and there is a clear link to topics that are Finland's long-standing foreign policy priorities, namely promoting the rights of women and girls. Supporting women's and girls' education, economic empowerment and employment is of utmost importance and helps eradicate poverty in developing countries. The experience from our own education system makes Finland well positioned to promote education and hence women's and girls' rights globally. Unfortunately, opposition to the rights of women and other vulnerable groups has grown around the world during the recent years. International development funding is diminishing, and prolonged conflicts and the climate change are posing great challenges around the world. International instability and crises affect especially those in the most vulnerable position, meaning very often women and girls. So this very unfortunate development, this of course underlines the importance of this event. So I would like to once more thank the organizers. This is very important, and all participants for your support to this issue. I'm sure that enhancing women's opportunities to participate in social and economic activities around the world is our common mission here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Oksanen, for your kind words and for your support. Next, we have some welcome words also from Hrvoje Brbora, Honorary Consul of Finland in Dubrovnik.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, and our wonderful Women's Bank team, good evening and warm welcome to all. This evening is not just a gathering, it's a continuation of story that has been unfolding since 2019. For 7 years now, we've built a beautiful tradition of hosting Women's Bank events like Reading for Profession here at Hotel Lapad, supporting the incredible work they do for women in less developed parts of the world. Tonight is about celebrating not only education and professional growth, but also enduring the spirit of solidarity. Women's Bank has done remarkable work over the years, and we are proud to be a part of this journey. Thank you all for being here tonight. Enjoy the evening, and let's continue making the difference together. Thank you.
And now, representing the city of Dubrovnik, we are so happy to welcome once again our dear friend and longtime supporter, Katarina Dorsner.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Mrs. Ambassador of the Republic of Finland, distinguished organizers, distinguished guests, dear ladies and gentlemen, delighted to welcome you all in the name of the Mayor of the city of Dubrovnik, Mr. Mato Frankovic. He sends his regards. I'm so happy to be here again. I congratulate Her Excellency for this term, and Finland has always been a friend to Croatia and to Dubrovnik from 1990s homeland war when we needed international help, and we are fully aware that now it's our turn to support people in need. That's why this Women's Bank event is very important. It supports women in less fortunate situations. Education erases borders. Women are foundation of the families and of nations. We Croatians are fully aware of that, so that's why I'm here, that's why I support you and congratulate you. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure to introduce Maria Mustranta, Helsinki-based writer and freelance journalist. Her latest novel, Toivon talo, House of Hope, is a touching psychological story that asks a powerful question. If you help one, can you help all? So House of Hope follows Marta, an aid worker, as she struggles with how to help one child without losing the sight, let's say, of the big picture. So what first inspired you to write about this moral dilemma?
Well, I could even tell you the exact day when I got the idea. It was the 1st of September 2020. I was reading in my bed before going to sleep. I was reading a novel, Human Acts, from Han Kang, a Korean writer. She received the Nobel Prize last year. And then I turned off the lights, and the novel was going on in my mind. And I was also thinking the previous novel of Han Kang, which is more famous, called Vegetarian. And in that novel, the main character is a woman, and she decides she stops eating meat. And the other people react very strongly on that decision. I found it interesting that how she made it kind of like a good decision in a moral way, and still the other people reacted so strongly. Then I remembered an interview which I had read from Helsingin Sanomat, the main newspaper, a few months before, and the interview was a Swiss lady called Carla de Ponte, and she's the prosecutor in International Criminal Court in Syria. I remembered a small detail in the interview. It was told that Carla de Ponte had encountered a small refugee child in a hospital in Jordan, in a refugee camp. And she was told that the boy had lost everyone, all his family. And Carla de Ponte looked up an adoption family for the boy from Switzerland. She's Swiss. And I was touched by the fact that a lady like this, who has dealt with issues of whole nations, and she has seen really, really horrible things, and she's still so sensitive that she goes so much out of her way to change the destiny of one child. And I suddenly saw this novel in my mind that there will be a Finnish woman who encounters this small child who has lost everything, a refugee child, and she ends up staying in the country to take care of the child. It's also going to be a novel about how other people react.
So the novel takes place partly in Amman, in Jordan. So why did you choose this setting, and how did you research the local atmosphere and culture there?
Actually, everything happens in Jordan, and mostly in Amman. Well, this true story, that Carla Del Ponte, she met the child in Jordan. So, but then, I was considering it could happen somewhere else, and I checked where there are big refugee camps and a lot of refugees, like Africa, Asia. But then it was quite clear that, no, it's going to be a Middle East. Also, I felt that the culture is more familiar to me. It's easier for me to write than about, for example, Africa. In the beginning, I was a little bit terrified to start writing a novel, which happens in a country where I had never been there. But then I was thinking, okay, the main character is a Finnish woman, so everything is seen by her. But yeah, I had to do quite a lot of research still. I interviewed people who had worked or lived in Amman, and I had to do research about orphans. If I didn't have kids, or they would be grown-ups, of course I would have traveled there. I would have stayed a long time in Amman, maybe do some writing and so on. But because I have 3 kids who are not that old, I couldn't do that. So what I did was that when I had like a complete version, and it was kind of, the process was coming to an end, and my editor had commented the whole version, then I traveled there, and I was there maybe about over a week in Amman, and did some more interviews there, and I was...
So the main actor Marta is torn between professional duty and personal emotion. What do you think her journey tells us about the limits of humanitarian work?
Well, I think it's not so much actually about the humanitarian work. What happens to Marta is that she... right in the beginning of the story, she meets the girl, and she just feels that she cannot turn her back on her, and she cannot walk away because she knows, okay, this child has no one.
The question, if you help one, you can't help all, is really very powerful. What message or reflections do you hope readers will take away from that idea?
Yeah, I must confess the question was written by my editor when he was writing the first marketing text. And then the marketing department kind of picked it up. But it's a question which Marta's partner says. It's one of those questions that I kind of leave to reader. Because the partner thinks that, okay, she's an NGO worker, and he's telling Marta that, okay, that she's insane, that she loses her job as an NGO worker, where she could help many refugees, and she loses her job because she wants to help this one child.
How long did writing take for this book?
Yeah, I think this one took about 2 years.
So, does anybody of you have any questions that we maybe missed?
I can. Are you planning to continue the story? Because of the end, I won't say anything because somebody likes to read it. But no spoilers.
Write more to this one. No, I don't think so. No. But you never know.
What do you hope your story inspires in your readers?
Marta gets a letter from her grandmother, who's very old, and she strongly supports her decision, and she talks about how she writes about how, like, after the war, there was a very strong sense of like serving your community and serving your country and kind of this patriotism. But the patriotism was really about that, like helping others and helping your community and so on. And she writes how this has changed. And nowadays the young people are raised to, you have to believe in yourself and in your dreams and your so on. So yeah, maybe promoting that idea.
If there is no more question, thank you for your attention. Thank you for explaining about your book. And now I think dinner will be served in some 5-10 minutes. Yeah.
Let's go.
Ladies first.